Dear friends, welcome to Enjoy Max, Part 1 on Trigonometry. Mathematics is not about numbers, equations, computation, or algorithms, it's about understanding. It is really worth spending time for understanding. The very purpose of life is understanding. So, focus, concentrate, and stay on until we understand. As said by Swami Vivekananda, arise, awake, and stop not until the goal is reached. In this picture, I place an angle here. You know why? All the operations of trigonometric is decided by this angle. Once this angle gets decided, then other things gets decided. That is the sides. Sides here becomes adjacent, this becomes opposite, and this becomes hypotenuse. Suppose I change my angle to here. What happens? Then the opposite comes here and the adjacent comes here and the hypotenuse remains same. So the angle of view becomes very important. These are all about trigonometric functions. So there are 6 functions: sine, cosec, cos, sec, tan and cot. Here the length of the side opposite is divided by the length of the side hypotenuse. After dividing the measurements, you get a value. That value is sine A. Similarly, cosec A, cos A can be done and the values can be arrived. Sine, cos, tan, cot, sec, cosec. These are all short forms. The actual names are sine, cosine, tangent, cotangent, secant, cosecant. Now in these 2 pictures, you can see there are 2 angles of view. So as the angle of view changes, the sine, cosec, its position gets changed. Similarly the cos and sec, also tan and cot. What is sine? It is a comparison between opposite and hypotenuse, that is, which is bigger and which is smaller. The important factor is, from the viewpoint of hypotenuse, whether the opposite is bigger or equal or smaller to hypotenuse. Also in this, I get an actual and accurate value of answer after dividing it. So it is also a ratio between opposite and hypotenuse, also a division. So meaning I would say here is, hypotenuse is comparing the opposite. So one which compares the opposite will be put as a denominator. This is called sine. And instead of putting the measurement here, I put 1:2. You know why? A triangle may be bigger or smaller, but the ratio is always 1:2. That is why I remove the measurements and I put the ratios. So at sine 30 degree, 1/2 is a ratio. And I understand this way, hypotenuse says to opposite, you are now half to me. And you know this ratio is fixed and this will never change. Always opposite is half to hypotenuse. So as I said earlier, a triangle may be bigger or smaller. At 30 degree, the ratio is always 1:2. For experiment, you can draw a triangle with any measurement, verifying it, keeping the angle fixed at one corner as 30 degree. What is cosec? It is the other way about sine. That is hypotenuse by opposite. So, the meaning here is opposite is comparing the hypotenuse. There is a big difference. It is like saying you are comparing with me or I am comparing with you. I would say this way. When I look at my son who is 5 years older, he is smaller to me. But when he looks at me, he says that I am bigger. So that is a difference. The same thing applies to sine and cosec. Now opposite says to hypotenuse, you are double. I think this makes it very clearer. In this picture, there are 2 triangles. One is having the measurement, the other one is having the ratio. As I said earlier, at 30 degree, the measurement will change for bigger triangle or smaller triangle, but the ratio is always 1:2. So whenever I write this type of triangle putting the angle at right corner, I always write 1:2 instead of measurements. I need not be dividing every time the measurement. Now what is tan? It is opposite by adjacent. That is, I try to draw a triangle similar to this with a 30 degree and 10 centimeter and 5 centimeter here. After drawing, let me measure the adjacent. When I measure the adjacent, it will exactly, I will get 8.66 centimeter. After dividing 5 centimeter by 8.66 centimeter, I get the value called 0.577. Similarly, when I do 1 by root 3, I get the answer 0.577. Now, what is the necessity of 1 by root 3? Look at this picture. I have the ratio here 1:2, that is sin 30 is 1 by 2 and cosec 30 is 2 by 1. Now tan 30 is 1 by root 3. Also it has a value called 0.577. Both are same. Now 1 by root 3 is useful to place here. How can I place 0.577 here? So that is why the use of 1 by root 3. So cot 30 degree is root 3 by 1 and cos 30 degrees root 3 by 2. Then sec 30 degrees 2 by root 3. Finally, remember this picture. There are two things to remember. One is the ratio, the other one is the trigonometric functions, along with it the arrow marks. So once you remember this very well, then your answers becomes very easy. See here, you can just look at it here and you get the answer here. So memorizing the table is not necessary. To learn about 45 degree or 0 degree and 90 degree, please watch part 2. Enjoy maths. Thank you.